Hello, YouTubers. Well, first of all, thank you all so very much for all the comments and the letters that you sent me telling me about all the foods that you've eaten. It's been a real, real revelation, and of course, makes me really want to try some of them, but I think it's a bit late now to do that. Unfortunately, the old people would find it rather difficult to change their diet from something that they're very used to. But thank you all so very, very much. But it leads me to think, of regret and I wish that in my younger days I had been a bit more adventurous, and well, leads me on to think about regrets of life in general. And I can imagine that there's nobody who doesn't look back on their life a little bit and maybe regret things that they did do or things that they didn't do. And of course, the older you get, the more you do look back, because looking forward is it's not a very good a good prospect. But um, I suppose I can look back and think of many things that I wish I had done differently, um, and I was always sort of concerned about being independent and making a good living for myself and my family, that I denied myself lots of opportunities that came up for that reason, and of course now wish that I hadn't really. Um, I think when you're young, you think that you are not going to age and everything will be possible for you to do at a later date. But unfortunately, whilst there are many people who have led uh, a sensible life, they can delay the aging process, but nobody has come up with a magic pill to prevent it. And so you find that things that you thought you could do at a later date, you now find you can't. So that's a great regret, and that sort of leads me to tell you that I've been interviewed, well, quite a few times really, and the same questions are asked all the time, and so that isn't a problem really. But there was one radio station who was interviewing me, and she threw in a question at the end as to what advice would you give to young people? Well, I mean, what a question. I wouldn't really, but I avoided it like a politician. But I've been thinking about it, and I think if I were to uh, think of something that I might say to younger people, it would be, and I could invoke one of my old sayings that sort of says, don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today. And so if I was pushed into a corner and had to give an answer, I think that is probably what I would say. I can't think of anything else to tell you, but except again to thank you for all the responses to the last video, and I can't pose a question for this one unless it were to be, what regrets do you have in life? So anyway, I'm off to do some things with the Zimmer Band in London next week, but I'll be back in time to answer all your letters and see you again. And so until that time, as usual, goodbye.